Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Adventure in the Andamans. By the end of today's class, we are going to know how friendship developed between man and animal to infer the underlying message, to read and comprehend the story, to enrich your English vocabulary. Before moving on to our story, let's see what is adventure. When you hear the word adventure, whatever things is coming to your mind? Why do you think some people do brave, scary things? Do you have any idea why they are doing like this? Today we can see a story of a little boy who loves to do some adventurous things. Can you identify this one? It's a small picture from Jungle Book. You have heard about Mowgli, a little boy who was brought up by wolves. There are many such stories where animals have befriended or helped humans. Do you know why? Now let's listen to a story where animals and humans are friends. What I am about to tell you happened many years ago. I was just a young boy, and the Andaman Islands were my vacation playground every summer. Manav, please don't go in too deep, my mother shouted from her spot on the beautiful sunny beach. Yes, ma, I replied. I loved the beach and the ocean was home to me. When I used to snorkel, I pretended I was entering a secret world filled with mysterious creatures. Here we can see that a boy called Manav, he is telling about his young days when he loved to spend his vacation on Andaman Islands. We can see that his mother is asking him to be careful and don't go too deep. While he was using a snorkel and going under the water, he pretended that he was entering a secret world which is filled with mysterious creatures. That morning, I floated on my back for a while, enjoying the warm sunlight, and then I put my head under the water again. The next moment I felt something touch my shoulder. In this paragraph we can see that he was floating on his back for a few moments. After that, in the warm sunlight, once again he put his head under the water and he was going down. At that moment, he felt something was touching on his shoulder. Do you have any guess? What is that? What is the thing touching on his shoulder? Will it be any dangerous creatures? A turtle. A tiny turtle. I shouted to myself through my bulky mask. I followed him through shoals of tiny fish and hundreds of other glorious rainbow colored fish. As I allowed myself to glide gracefully next to the tiny turtle, I felt his flipper touch my hand. I stayed close and the two of us swam together. After some time, I decided to put my head above the water to clear the mask while Tiny the turtle crunched on some green seaweed. I looked back at the beach. My mother will be worried. Tiny, I have to go. But I will be back tomorrow, okay? It's hard to explain, but I think Tiny smiled at me. Now let's discuss whatever we have read. He felt something touched on his shoulder. What was it? It was a tiny turtle, and he swam with a tiny group of fish which looked like rainbow colored. When they both was swimming in the underwater, he felt that the flipper means a flat arm like part of the fish or this turtle which is used to swim touch his hand. So he come close to the turtle and they both swim together in the sea. After a few time, he decided to put his head above the water because he want to clear that mask. While he was on the above the water, the tiny turtle, he ate some green seaweed which is growing under the sea. He looked back to the beach. Now he thought about his mother. He came back and he is talking to the turtle. He is talking like this: my mother will be worried, Tiny, so I am going back, but I will be back here to play with you tomorrow. So okay, bye. He says that it is very hard to explain whether the turtle understand what Mana was saying. He think that the turtle smiled at him. I didn't tell anyone about my turtle, and that night I dreamt about Tiny showing me the whole ocean. The next morning, I almost dragged my parents to the beach and then quickly wore my rubber flippers and wobbled into the clear blue water. Be careful, Manav, called my mother as usual. Of course, Ma, I replied. So, what happened after going from the beach? He was thinking about the turtle. And not only that, he saw a dream. In that dream also, the tiny turtle was there, and the tiny turtle was showing our Manav the whole ocean. So the next morning, what did he do? He dragged his parents to the beach and he wanted to go and met his friend Tiny Turtle. He wore his rubber flippers and he moved in a way very quickly into the clear water, blue water. So Manav mother was calling him from back and asking him to be careful. He gave a promise that of course Ma, he replied. So we are stopping here. So I hope you all have understood whatever we have taken today. Read very carefully once again. Hope we will discuss more about this in our classroom. Thank you, students. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.